رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Brothers and sisters, if you can hear me, please confirm in the chat window. Okay, so yesterday we started with Musanna, the how to deal with duals. Today, inshallah, I will try to complete that topic. And let's deal with Ismul Ishara. So Ismul Ishara, you know that there are two types of Ismul Ishara. Ismul Ishara lil Qareeb and Ismul Ishara lil Ba'id. Okay. So there are two kinds of Ismul Ishara. Ismul Ishara lil Qareeb and Ismul Ishara lil Ba'id. Now, for Ismul Ishara lil Qareeb, you know that Hada is used for singular masculine, and Hadihi and Zalika is used for Ba'id, again masculine. And in the same way, Hadihi is used for Qareeb, for feminine. Tilka is used for Ba'id and also feminine. And then Ha'ula'i for plural, for both masculine and feminine, for Qareeb, and Ula'ika lil Ba'id, Ismul Ishara lil Ba'id, okay, for both plural, Jama, for both masculine and feminine, Muzakkar and Muannas, okay. Now, we have to know what are the Ismul Ishara for dual. So we have done it for singulars. So Muzakkar Muannas for singulars, Muzakkar Muannas for singulars, and Jama also has been done. Now, Hadani is for Muzakkar Muthanna. Hadani is for Muzakkar Muthanna. Okay, dual. Hadani. And Zanika for Lil Ba'id, Muzakkar, for dual. Hadani, Zanika. Hadani and Zanika. Okay. Now, for feminine, Hatani lil Qareeb, Muannas, and Tanika lil Ba'id, Muannas, for Muthanna. Okay. So you need to remember this. Hadani, Hatani, Zanika, Tanika. Hadani, Hatani, Zanika, Tanika. Okay. Now, as you know, all Ismul Ishara are always Ma'arifa. All Ismul Ishara are always Ma'arifa. Okay. So you have to know this. Ismul Isharas are always Ma'arifa. Now these are, let's take some examples. These are two students. You can type your answers. Okay. You can type your answers in the window. These are two students. What is the answer for this? Just guess. I'm referring to Muzakkar, male students. These are two students. I'm referring to Muzakkar, male students. These are two students. Okay, so I'm referring to two students, Sister Sayyida. Okay, I'm referring to two. So when I'm referring to two, I have to use the proper Ismul Ishara for that, and it will be Hadani. I cannot use Ha'ulai now. Okay, because haulai is only for 3 and more. Haulai is only for jama. And in Arabic language, jama is counted after 3, not like other languages. In Arabic language, jama is counted after 3. So there are 3 categories. There is wahid, okay, mufrad, that is singular. There is musanna, that is dual, for 2 people, for 2 objects. And jama, 3 plus. They are all treated as jama. So the correct Ismul Ishara to use is hadani talibani. Hadani talibani. Okay, that is the correct Ismul Ishara to use. Okay. Now, these are 2 pens. Again, should be easy now. These are 2 pens. You can type your answers. These are 2 pens. Hadani qalamani. Hadani qalamani. Now, pen, you have to know, okay, pen is muzakkar. In Arabic language, pen is muzakkar. So that's why you are using hadani. Okay. In the same way, we were talking here about male students. That's why we used hadani. Okay. Okay. These are 2 traders. These are 2 traders or businessmen. These are 2 traders or businessmen. Yes. Hadani tajirani. Hadani tajirani. Good. Hadani tajirani. These are 2 keys. These are 2 keys. Hadani miftahani. Hadani miftahani. Well done, mashallah. Hadani miftahani. These are 2 keys. Okay. These are 2 friends. These are 2 friends. These are 2 friends. Yes. Hadani sadiqani. Hadani sadiqani. Okay. Hadani sadiqani. These are 2 dogs. These are 2 dogs. And remember, brothers and sisters, as I mentioned, Musanna is always salim. Like in Jama, there are 2 categories. Hadani kalbani. Well done. Hadani kalbani. Musanna is always what? It is salim. Not like Jama. In Jama, there are 2 things. Jama salim or Jama taksir. Okay. But here, Musanna is always salim. So if you know the singular word, it's very easy to make Musanna. You just add ani in front of that. And ani is normally in the halat of rafa. Okay. Okay. These are 2 students, but female. These are 2 students, but female. These are 2 students, but female. Yes, now it cannot be hadani. It will be hatani. Hatani, because you have to use the correct Ismul Ishara for muannas. Hatani talibatani. Hatani talibatani. Okay? Hatani talibatani. These are two rulers. I don't know what do you call. We used to call when I was a child. I used to call in school this ruler. Ruler means the scale that you measure with. Sometimes we used to call it scale. Sometimes we used to call it as ruler. I don't know what do you call it. So which is used by students, which contains the markings for 12 inches and 30 centimeters. Okay. So which we are normally students use it to draw a straight line. Okay. So sorry. This is for that. So I think you don't know. Yes, mustaratani. You are right, sister Sayyida. You are right. Hatani misparatani. So misparatun is that scale. What I don't know what you call it in, but in my childhood we used to call that hatani misparatani. Misparatun means scale or ruler. Okay. These are two female traders. These are two female traders. These are two female traders. Hatani tajiratani. Well done. Hatani tajiratani. These are two languages. These are two languages. For language, I will use lughatani. Yes. Hatani lughatani. Hatani lughatani. These are two female friends. These are two female friends. Hatani sadiqatani. Hatani sadiqatani. Good. These are two female dogs. Yes, kalbatani, not kalbani. Hatani kalbatani. Hatani kalbatani. These are two youngsters, young females. These are two youngsters, young females. No, that is woman. Hatani fatatani. Hatani fatatani. Okay. Hatani fatatani. Fatatun is youngster, young female. Okay. Okay. Now there is a new rule I'm going to talk about today. See, if I want to ask, where are the two girls? If I want to ask, where are the two girls? I'll say, Aina al bintani. Aina al bintani. Where are the two girls? Right? This is what I will ask. But sometimes I want to ask, instead of direct, I would say, where are the two daughters of Bilal? Where are the two daughters of Bilal? Now, two daughters of Bilal. Now, two daughters, or the word for that is bintani. But in Mudaaf, normally Mudaaf doesn't take tanween. You know that. But in duals, there is no tanween. Now, what Mudaaf doesn't like really is the sound of noon. If you see in the tanween, it is always sound of noon. So it is qalamun, kitabun. With tanween, it is always sound. You end up with sound of noon. Even if you see in the status of Rafa or Nasab or Jar, it is always ending with noon sound. For example, Kitabun, un, it is ending with noon sound. Kitaban, it is ending with noon sound. And Kitabin, it is ending with noon sound. In the same way, Mudaaf also doesn't like any noon sound. So that's why we say no al and no tanween always for Mudaaf, because it doesn't like noon sound. In the same way now, Musanna. In Musanna, all the words are ending with noon. In Musanna, all the words are ending with noon. In that case, you should just remove the sound of noon. So that's why you will say, if I want to say, where is Bilal's two daughters? I will not say Bintani Bilalani. Aina Bintani Bilalani. What I will say? Aina Binta Bilalani. I will just remove the noon because it doesn't like noon sound. Is this clear, brothers and sisters? Mudaaf doesn't like noon sound. So what you will say? Aina Binta Bilalin. Whenever my voice is not coming, are other people are able to hear my voice? Can you confirm in the chat window, please? Sister, okay. Alhamdulillah. So Sister Nahida was not able to hear my sound, but I think she has problem. Okay, so is this concept clear, brothers and sisters, that I told you that Mudaaf doesn't take al as well as it doesn't take tanween. Why I mentioned tanween? Because tanween always ends with noon sound. Actually, Mudaaf doesn't like the noon sound. So whenever noon sound comes, you just remove the noon. That's all. Clear? Now, for all duals are always ending with noon sound. Duals are always ending with noon sound. That is why what you will do, you will just remove the noon sound. So here I want to say Bilal's two daughters, it's a kind of relationship, is what? Mudaaf Mudaaf ilayh, means two daughters of Bilal. When there is a sense of, that means it is Mudaaf Mudaaf ilayh. So that is why I will just drop the noon. So what I'll say? Aina binta Bilalin. Aina binta Bilalin. If I am saying Aina binta without alif, without elongating my sound, it will be wrong. It will assume that I'm talking about single daughter of Bilal. If I say binta Bilalin, it is wrong. It means daughter of Bilal. Binta Bilalin means daughter of Bilal. But if I say binta Bilalin, that means two daughters of Bilal. Is this clear, brothers and sisters, or there is confusion? Please let me know. I want confirmation. Okay. If I say just binta Bilalin with single fatha and without alif, then it is Bilal's daughter. But if I say binta Bilalin, that means Bilal's two daughters. Clear? So Mudaaf, when Musanna comes as Mudaaf, you just drop the noon. You just drop the noon. So you may find in a sentence sometimes when the Mudaaf is in Majroor state, for example, or in a Mansoob state. And when it is in Mansoob state, it is Bintaini, right? Or it is not Bintani, it will be Bintaini. In that case also you will not pronounce noon, you will just drop the noon. Okay? So this is what you need to. Okay, now I have taught you earlier Asma Khamsa. I'm going to talk more about Asma Khamsa today. Specifically, I'm focusing when it comes in the form of dual. So what are the Asma Khamsa? Abun, these are special ism, you can say. These are special ism. they behave little differently. Akhun, hamun means father-in-law, famun means mouth, and zu means possessor. Okay, all zu you will be dealing with zu in second book, inshallah. So we will be dealing with zu in second book. But since it is part of Asma Khamsa, so I'm just telling you. Okay. So these are the asma, these 5 special nouns are there. Abun, akhun, hamun, famun, zu. You remember this. Abun, akhun, hamun, famun, zu. Hamun means father-in-law. Okay. Hamun means father-in-law. So remember this. Now, I have done this earlier that if I want to say his father, okay, so I will say abuhu, and you put an extra wow after that. Okay. In the normal situation, it is just abun, abun. There is nothing after that, but there is a wow, you can say hidden, which is not written. You can assume that. Okay. So abun, so normally wow, alif and ya, they come interchangeably in such situation. These are special letters. They come in the words interchangeably. Sometimes they are replacing each other depending on the situation. So here, his father, I will say abuhu, abuhuma, abuhum, abuha, abuhuma, abuhunna, abuka, abuki, abukuma, abukum, abuki, abukuma, abukunna, abi, abuna. Okay, you know this already. We have done this before. Now, let's see how this Asma'ul Khamsa, they behave in different situations. When it is mufrad, you know that in mufrad, when it is in rafa, it is abun. When it is nasab, it is aban. And when it is jar, it is abin. Now, what will be the musanna for that? If I want to say 2 fathers, how will you say in the halat of rafa? I will say abawani, abawani, because this is part of i'rab, ani, abawani. Now in the halat of nasab, what it will be? Just guess what it will be. This is abawani. In the halat of nasab, what it should be? For musanna, abawani means 2 fathers. Okay, abawani means 2 fathers. Abawaini, good. Abawaini. What about jar? What about jar? Abuwaini, good. Abawaini, good. So you add extra wow, and then you add the i'rab for that. Now similar thing happens with jama. Okay, similar thing happens with jama. Sorry, jama. Sorry, jama. You say abaun. Now why? You are adding here not wow, but you are adding Hamza. So I told you that Hamza or Alif, you can say, actually it is Hamza, Hamza, Wow, and Ya. They come interchangeably. They come interchangeably. So here you say Aba'un, Aba'an, Aba'in. Aba'un, Aba'an, Aba'in. Okay. So this is special case. These are special nouns. Now let's do the example for another Asma'ul Khamsa. Akhun. Akhun, akhan, akhin. What is the musanna for akhun? What is the musanna for akhun? Yes. Akhawani. Akhawaini. Akhawaini. What is Jama for akhun? Jama. Ikhwatun. You know already. We have done so many times. Ikhwatun. Ikhwatan. Ikhwati. Okay. Yeah, ikhwan is also correct, sister. Okay. Now, when these Asma al Khamsa comes as Mudaaf, again same rule is followed. Mudaaf doesn't like the sound of noon. Mudaaf doesn't like the sound of noon. Now let's say how it behaves when it comes as a Mudaaf. So when Abun comes as a Mudaaf, guess what can happen? Abun is ending with noon sound. So what it should be here? Abu, yes. Aba, Abi. Okay. Abu, Aba, Abi. So as I mentioned, these last letter, they interchange depending on the situation. Okay. Abu, Aba, Abi. Now for the brother, when it comes as a mudaf, what it will be? When it comes as a mudaf, akhun, how will it behave? Guess. Akhu, and then nasab, yes, and jar, akhi. Okay. Akhu, akha, akhi. Good. Hamun, hamu, hama, hami. Okay. Hamu, hama, hami. Famun. What do you think of famun? Just guess anything. Famun means mouth. No. Unfortunately, that's not correct, sister. I thought someone of might be knowing. Okay. Fu, fa, fi. This is how it is taken. Okay. It is not taken as famu. It is taken as fu, fa, fi. Okay. So these are special asma that you need to remember. In the same way for zu is already, it is in rafa form. So it is zu, and za, and zi. Okay. Now, inshallah, this will come probably in these other books, but I have told you now for the sake of your knowledge. So here we finished the topic of Musanna, and inshallah we will start with the textbook today.